Welcome to Troonigan. Today we're not doing a car thing, we're doing a video game thing. So I've got this old Neo Geo MVS that the flyback transformer is dead. I replaced it once with a Chinesium one, which exploded. I've got another Chinesium one, because you can't buy the originals new. You can only get them used. And I want a new flyback in there. So this is a very dangerous job. High voltage on the back of the tube. That's never a good thing to touch, so you need to have a proper safety. Gloves, discharge the tube, grab the back of the flyback off the back of the tube, desolder everything, put it back, the new one in, and go for it. So this system came out, oh God, I think it was 1989 or 1988. I don't remember the exact date off the top of my head. I actually didn't research this beforehand. But it's basically, it's got a Motorola 68000, if I remember correctly, one of the first 16-bit processors. And it's got a hell of a lot of RAM compared to any other computer of the era. So this thing has some of the best and most animated sprites in all of gaming. It can have more moving sprites, more moving pixels, more colors than any other console of its era. That's why it's an arcade machine. They did port it to an actual home console that you could buy, but it was incredibly expensive. It plays these really weird, chunky video game cartridges.
Oh, good lord. Look at that.
Look at this chungus.
That is a chungus.
It's got two PCBs, so it only goes in one way. If you put it in the wrong way, this arrow matches up with the arrow on the board, which you can't see here, but that's okay. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the back. I've got mech here for safety crew in case I die. She'll call me an ambulance. You got the broom?
Mech is going to be on broom duty today.
Just in case I die. This is a very dangerous job. The part's only 30 bucks, but this job can kill you if you don't do it right. And if you don't respect the safety of this unit, you will die. Don't do this.
Yeah, do not do this at home. In fact, do not do this at all.
Yeah, always pay a professional to do this. That being said, I'm not going to, so don't do like me.
I was going to say, if you're not a professional, don't do what you do.
Yeah, don't do this. This is terrible. You're going to die.
This is a horrible idea. I'm on broom duty. So here, if you touch the wrong thing, I'm just going to...
Perfect.
And then we'll call the ambulance, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Don't touch the wrong thing, please.
As for checking things,
I would appreciate it if you didn't touch the wrong thing.
I'll do my best. That's why I'm putting all the safety gear on.
Good.
Let's double check that the power is on so that the CRT is discharged properly. Yep, power's on. These consoles should have like a resistor in the back of the tube to actually discharge the CRT slowly over time. This has been sitting unplugged for weeks. It should be theoretically good to go. You know, knock on wood. So with that being said, let's turn it around and get to it. So this is the back side of the CRT. You can see the tube here. Never touch the tube. This thick red wire going to this piece of rubber is the flyback transformer connection to the back of the electron beam, which is here. You can see the electron beam sends electrons through here that it uses the high voltage to basically throw them at high speed all the way through. The electron beam scans through the lines using the magnets in the neck tube here. It's called the yoke or the steering tube, which is what these coils are on the outside. That steers the electron beam so it can scan through the lines left to right, all the way down, 60 times a second. Basically at this point what's happening is the flyback transformer, which the actual transformer itself is this little black piece right in here where this red wire is coming from. It has been arcing to ground directly in this board, so I need to replace it because it's just not working and the screen won't go if you don't have the high voltage. I'm going to begin by discharging the tube with the grounded screwdriver. So what you do is you slide the screwdriver under the rubber and you touch the metal clips that go into the tube. That will make sure that it is properly discharged. Then you can take a pair of pliers and you can grab the two prongs, pull them together, and pull the flyback transformer connection out. At that point, it is discharged and safe-ish. And yeah, I'm gonna go take the flyback transformer off the board, replace it, put the new one in. There is a small risk of implosion since this is a vacuum tube, basically. The back of the CRT. If I do something super wrong, it could implode, and that would be a bad day because there's a vacuum back there. So
please don't do that.
I'm going to put on some safety gear and I'm going to go discharge the tube. And I'm going to try and pull the wire off. Once that part is done, that is the scariest bit done. So let's go get that scariest bit going. Let me get my safety gear. Safety gear, always important. This is not the proper safety gear, but oh God, this is not right. Where's the thumb hole? There it is. Proper safety gear is always important. This is not proper safety gear, but it's better than nothing. Just in case of implosion, I have safety glasses. So let's do this very carefully. Possibly. Okay, I feel it. I discharged it. Now it's time to try and grab the connections on the back of this to get under there. Come on. Up you get, you piece of shit. And there she is. These prongs slide into the hole up there in the back of the tube and are basically what a big part of what makes the flyback actually, or the TV actually work. All right, that's the
sketchy part.
That's the scary part.
Whew, okay, we can breathe again.
Yay, everybody get unpucker.
All right, with that, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect all the wires from this board. This is the neck board here. It just pulls straight out, just like that. The flyback transformer goes into here, where all the steering is done for the electron beams as well. This is the flyback transformer itself. It has two different knobs, one for the power level and another one for the focus level. So this will adjust the focus, how fuzzy the screen is, and it'll also adjust the synchronization or the power, so how bright it is. So now we're going to go ahead and remove a bunch of other connectors. This one here is the actual video signal itself. It's got your RGB as well as some grounds and a ground and a sync line, I believe. So that just kind of pulls out here. Yep. This goes over here. This is the mains power.
Genuinely, like, so what is the next step? Like, what do you have to do here?
So I need this component here. It needs to be desoldered, pulled out, and the new one put in. There's a wire that goes to the positive voltage line here, and another one that goes to the actual neck board for the electron beam steering. That's all of that is controlled through these connectors here. Depending on the version of monitor you have, some have more pins, some have less pins. I believe this one is at 7 or so.
And so, I mean, what does that actually do? Is that
this steers the electron beam, so...
And it steers the red, green, blue, or
yes.
the... Okay.
Well, there's one electron beam, and there's red, green, and blue dots built into the back side of the tube on the screen side.
Oh, and so depending on which one of the dots that electron beam hits as it goes by...
Or all three.
Or all three.
Or
that's
none.
Right, that's how you get black, white, or color.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Modern TVs do it a little bit differently. LCDs, they have square pixels. These old tube TVs had circular pixels, which is interesting, which is why that old CRTs look a lot smoother than if you're emulating
fuzzy.
If you're emulating an old game, it looks very blocky and sharp. Whereas if you play on a CRT, because the pixels are circular, it looks very fuzzy and blends the colors together. And a lot of artists, pixel artists, use this technique to make things look better than they possibly could on a new screen. Which is why gaming on an old CRT is typically a little bit better than a new screen. Those effects can be modeled, but you have to have a high enough resolution on a new screen to remodel those old pixels in the way that makes sense. And
so literally you're faking a cheeseball technology to get a better result.
Yes.
That's okay. All right.
That's how they
so
do it
you're
these
faking
days.
cheeseball technology to get the cheeseball version of it to get a better result.
But this is the OG.
But that's the OG right there.
Yeah.
So you have to disconnect a couple of wires from that thing.
Yep.
And that does the steering. And then you've got the big high horsepower ignition coil
Yep.
looking thing down there.
Yep. That's the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and start taking these things apart. There. That's desoldered. So the back side of the flyback transformer connections all go into this monitor control board here, 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 here. All of these connectors.
So all those big dollops of solder on that board. Okay.
All these big giants.
And you said it was arcing off the backside, so it was arcing.
Yeah.
Is that tracking we can see there, or?
No, that is some leftover flux from the last time I did this.
No.
Just me being lazy.
Well, you know, take your time, right?
Mm-hmm. And the flyback transformer is free of its housing. Just pulls right out, just like that. All right, bye-bye, shitty flyback.
Fly away to be free. How many pieces? Oh my God, it blew up. Oh my Lord. Well, goodbye to that.
Well. All right, so now we have the hole where it was. So we're gonna put a new one in. Here's the new one. Fresh off of eBay from China. All right, so back on. We get nice globs of nice solder joints here. Look at these delightful solder joints.
It's a sexy, sexy solder.
Oh, this one doesn't want to be very nice. Come on, buddy. I learned soldering from my friend Darius, who worked on F-15s. He's the one that told me to get this chisel tip soldering iron, because it heats up the area a lot better and makes doing even precision jobs easier.
Well, I mean, you're moving pretty quick through that.
Yep.
But I suppose if you're fixing fighter jets, you would want to be in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
But you also need to be precisioned.
Yep.
You can't screw that up, but you need to get it done like post-haste and forthwith.
There we go.
Look at that.
New one is soldered in place.
Just like that.
Just like that. All right. You need to go there. Let's get you where you belong. Let's get you in your new home. Your new forever home. We got the soldering iron heating up. We're gonna have to do this over here because I didn't want to take this connector all the way off the screen. All right, iron's heated. Instead of putting this through the top, I'm just gonna do it right the fuck here. Well, that is a shitty solder job, but it gets the job done. Not my best work. Turn off the iron. Now it's time for reassembly.
Fire in a hole.
Let's find out.
Well,
It sounds right.
nothing's on fire yet.
You got a mirror, Tim?
I think I can hook something up for that. Yeah.
Or give me feedback from the front, please.
Okay. Oh, that looks like hell. Yeah.
What we're gonna do here is we're gonna tune the flyback transformer. There's two knobs, one for power and one for focus. We're gonna adjust the power first and then the focus. The focus is how blurry it is, and basically just get someone in the front, get some feedback. You turn the knob back and forth until they say it's right. Same with the power, and bam, you're done. Well, that's flyback transformer replacement on an old Wells Gardner K7000 monitor for a Neo Geo MVS. Here it is, it's working, it's doing great.
Appears to be a running unit. Yeah, that's dope.
It's a hell of a
That's
unit.
super cool. I can't wait to let all the kids play with it. This is gonna be great.
Right? Yeah, if you got people waiting.
Customers coming in waiting. Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
It's on free play.
Oh, and it's all on free play now?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. So we can just turn them loose.
Yep.
I gotta keep the volume down on this thing. This is gonna be just. But yeah, that's a runner.
Yeah, she's up and running. It's great. I love this thing.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm glad to have it back.
Yep, and there you go.
All right,
So,
that's it for this episode of Troonigan. Well, maybe next time we'll do some more dirt bikes, or maybe a 6x6.
We'll see what we fuck around with next time.
Yeah.